Source for all the stuff you care about. I'm ENunn, my usual sidekick, Kevin Pereira. I don't know if you guys know this, is very exciting. Kevin is out today because of the birth of his third son, so we're very excited for him. Very excited. Yeah, congratulations, Kevin. All right, so a guest hosting today is our resident film expert, Mr. Chris Gore, fresh from the South by Southwest Festival.
That's right. We're coming to you live from the G4 studios here in Los Angeles.
On today's show, there's zombies, there's strippers, there's zombie strippers. And around the net, we're showing you the amazing trailer for the new Robert Englund and Jenna Jameson film, brilliantly titled Zombie Strippers. Plus, in the loop, Chris gives us a spring movie preview and goes in-depth on Indiana Jones, Speed Racer, and Iron Man. We'll tell you which movie you're not going to want to miss.
Also, it's our civic duty. We have the latest robot news covered. Today we look at a creepy snake bot and show you the winners of the 2008 Kondo Cup Robot Soccer Championship, and then find out how to get your girl to do whatever you want in the bedroom. And what foods will make her horny when we serve up some sex advice that's in your pants.
That's right. All right, time now to give you the dirty business and run down the top 5 things on the web.
We're going around the net. Starting things off with number 5 is one of the greatest superhero shows of all time. In 1981, the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends animated series debuted, and it featured, amongst others, Professor X, Iceman, and the sexy mutant Firestar.
That's right. Now, it's really always interesting to revisit childhood favorites to see if they really stand the test of time. And recently, a clip from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends made its way to the net for us to judge.
I will now read your minds. Okay, I'm ready. Show me your Firestar.
What? You're not reading my mind.
I read everyone else's mind. And my mind, too.
Yeah, show your that would be awesome. You could really do it. Yeah.
I'm scared. What can I do?
It'll be alright. Just show them.
Forget it. I now have the image of your boobies in my mind. I am transferring the image to all of you.
What?
Amazing! Spider-Man!
Yeah. Super boobies, super boobies, super boobies, super boobies, super boobies, super boobies.
Yep. The show still holds up. That's a bot.
Yeah. One hell of a catchphrase, just so you know.
Love it.
Okay, question for you, Chris. We don't really get to talk that much, and I just want to know a little bit more about you. But I was just wondering, really, how important is your family to you?
They've always been an important part of my life. I mean, anyone would say that, right?
Well, I mean, you would think that, but the winner of this 2008 Miss Philippines pageant, she thinks otherwise.
The question is, what role did your family play with you as candidate to Binibining Pilipinas?
Well, my family's role for me is so important because they was the one who's very oh, I'm so sorry. My family. Oh my God. Sorry guys, because this was really my first pageant ever. Because I'm only 17 years old. But I said that my family is the most important persons in my life. Thank you.
I know, it's crazy. But, first Miss Teen South Carolina, now this. It's disgusting. But thankfully, we've got our own Miss Attack of the Show here to prove not all pageant queens are brain-dead airheads.
That's right. Now, Miss Attack of the Show, how important has your family been to your successes in life?
Miss Attack of the Show has man hands.
She's a great orator, though. Yeah. Very special. Very special.
Yeah. In at number 3 today is another video from the world's most accurate source of broadcast information, the Onion News Network.
It's my favorite network, really. besides G4. Today, they bring us a heartwarming tale of philanthropy from Boston. A local hospital was lucky to receive a substantial donation from an anonymous benefactor.
Last night, a Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, an anonymous individual gave an unprecedented donation of 200 human kidneys. The secret benefactor delivered his gift a few minutes before 4 a.m. this morning, as seen here in the security camera footage.
It's an amazing gift. The kidneys are so fresh, they clearly must have been removed within the last 24 hours. We are just incredibly grateful.
The hospital's medical technicians have been working overtime to sort through the massive donation.
They left a note in the bag that indicated they might be making more additional donations in the future.
We're just really touched, and we hope this will inspire others to be as generous. We are especially in need of hearts, lungs, and brains.
Some people just want to do good in the world, and I applaud you.
Shine on, you selfless hero.
Shine on. It's very exciting. Today's number 2 item has to do with a little audio file that found its way to the interwebs just a few weeks ago. You guys remember we showed you the other day.
Now, the leaked vocal track of David Lee Roth on Runnin' with the Devil has proved remarkably resilient. It started on its own, then got mashed up with some American Idol audio, and now with the Fab Four themselves.
That's right. So here is Diamond Dave guest starring on Drive My Car.
I found the simple life, it's so simple. When I choke out on that road, I got no love to call me up. Ain't got nobody waiting on me. Tell me, baby, you know I ain't like it. I'm gonna tell you one time. And baby, I love you.
Wait, were you really dancing with
I was
two
really
fingers
dancing with two
pointing
fingers.
out?
I'm doing that, yeah. Sort of
How
Steve
old are
Martin
you,
thing.
Chris Gore?
Older than you, But we could still do nothing together.
Chris Gore dance.
I never would have thought that classic rock with 4-part vocal harmony would have benefited from a caterwauling 80s hair rocker.
No, or vice
Do you think?
versa. So thanks again, Internet.
He looks good from like no
It doesn't-
angle.
No, don't do
No,
it
it doesn't work.
anymore.
I'm gonna stop.
Point down from now on so you can
Okay.
see it. There it is.
You know, Olivia, wait a second, I tell you something. You know, Olivia, you know I see a lot of movies, but
Yeah.
rarely do I see a movie that comes across as incredible or spellbinding as today's #1 around the net, zombie strippers.
That's right. Now,
Oh yeah.
we're having a movie starring Robert Englund and Jenny Kings that tells the story of a zombie virus that affects mostly women. Now, the virus hits an underground strip club, turning the wholesome strippers into, well, you guessed it.
Zombie strippers!
In this small Nebraska town, a secret government project has gotten out of control. And a deadly virus has been unleashed into the city's hottest nightclub.
This is Jessie. Local girl, right?
Yeah, born and bred, Sartree, Nebraska.
So tonight, when the sun goes down, things really start to heat up. Now, every man's fantasy is about to become
what seems to be the problem, Doc? Believe it or not, zombies.
Their worst nightmare.
They're zombies.
No.
They're strippers. They're zombie strippers.
Okay, I'm really excited about this movie. Really excited. You know what I'm saying?
I know a lot of people. I mean, it seems like a really fun movie, but I gotta say that kind of old.
But the movie's coming out this year.
No. I mean, the idea is old. I know a lot of you guys know. Sometimes I'm not here at the show. I've actually been working on a similar and, in my opinion, much more realistic thriller for the past 3 years. Started before I even came to the network. In fact, I think we have some early test footage ready to roll.
I'm here to screw your brains out and eat them. Also, do you have some oil?
Way better.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Well, mine has robots, so. And I change sceneries. It's also very exciting.
True. Okay.
To get your daily viral fix and sign up for the Around the Net podcast, please go to g4tv.com/aroundthenet.
And don't forget to catch tonight's 10 o'clock show featuring our new ATN After Hours segment with exclusive videos. Tonight we'll continue our week-long look at the hottest car models with model/competitive gamer Sarah Brinsfield.
Basically, it's hot chicks and lots of boobs. Right now, that's the only news you need to know. Here's Principal and the feed headlines.
Thanks, guys. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First, Hulu is finally opening its doors to the general public. Plus, you might not want to get your hopes up too high for the apps being developed for the iPhone. And a classic cult film is getting reheated and remade ninja style. It's all coming your way in just a few minutes. But first, back to you guys.
All right, let's take a second to hear from you guys in the army of monitor heads with our video viewer mail.
Here's a viewer wondering about this summer's SmackDown between Batman and Iron Man.
Big two superhero movies this year, The Dark Knight and Iron Man. Do you think Iron Man could stand up to Dark Knight?
Why are they so funny? Stupid audience people. All right, okay, that's actually a really good question, because I love Iron Man. Everyone's talking about the trailer right now, but you've got, Heath Ledger's performance and the new Batman. I can't say, because I really don't. I want to see them both, but what do you think? You're the movie guy.
I think, I don't know, Iron Man, that second trailer they showed during the Super Bowl looked a little too video game computer generated for me.
Kind of like the Speed Racer looks like,
right,
but not
right.
as much like Speed
Racer. But they're already talking about Heath Ledger an Oscar nomination for Batman posthumously, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. Right?
Batman, I'm all about Batman.
I don't know.
That's
I'm going to see them both, and I got to wait. They both seem very different. One is dark and gritty, and Iron Man is a little bit,
Right.
What is so funny with the stupid audience? You're all stupid. Starting with Luke Wallace, Sean O'Rourke, taking names. Jackie, I see you over there. Scott Patch. I'll just keep naming people. It's only funny to people who work here. You guys at home, not so much. All right, it used to be blockbuster movies knew their place. The summer was when blockbuster movies came out. But now, with those two movies, and Speed Racer and Indiana Jones all sneaking in early, this spring is shaping up to be one of the best in cinematic history. In today's poll question, we want to know, which spring film are you most excited about?
Vote on our website, g4tv.com/AOTS, or text your vote to G4TEXT, that's 44898, to vote and register for AOTS live news alerts.
Yeah.
Coming up later, I just got back from South by Southwest, and while I was there, visited Austin's famous Ironworks Barbecue to deliver a festival edition of DVD's Day.
That's right. Then, I'll show you guys how to waste your rich bastard bucks on a coyote surf hammock and $1 million fishing lure and detective. And Anna David tells us what foods get her going and in your pants.
Hello, Tom. You have to watch Midnight Spank, G4's block of late-night shows.
But I'm tired.
Tom, do you want me to eat your other leg?
No, calico-colored guinea pig. Midnight Spank. Weeknights only on G4.
And the only news you need, it's the feed.
All right, here we go. If you couldn't get your hands on one of the invitations to Hulu while it was in beta, you can stop sulking now because Hulu is open to the public starting tomorrow. The video site is the result of a joint effort between NBC and News Corp and has been in beta since October 29th. Anyone can grab an account and get access to the collection of TV shows, movies, and short clips available on the site. Until now, the content was only provided by NBC, Fox, and several cable networks, but Hulu announced that they're adding content from Warner Brothers Television, Lionsgate, the NBA and NHL, as well as 20 other content providers. If you believe a picture says 1,000 words, then you should try the new search engine, Search Me. Instead of headlines, lists, and paragraphs, Search Me returns web results with image previews. Once you've got results, you can scroll through the snapshots of the websites in a way that's similar to scrolling through album covers on iTunes. Search Me also categorizes the search results with the entries that seem to be the best match appearing at the top. The announcement of SDKs for the iPhone was exciting, but the rules surrounding developing apps are turning out to be pretty restrictive. For instance, Apple will allow VoIP functionality, but not if the app uses the carrier network. This means programs like Skype will be automatically blocked unless they use Wi-Fi, which Apple permits. Meanwhile, if you want to browse the web with something other than Safari, you're out of luck. Firefox and Opera are forbidden, and now it looks like the company that announced Java for the iPhone may not be able to develop their apps due to legal issues. If you're going to do a remake of a classic film, you've got to tread very carefully. If the film you want to remake is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, you'll want to tread carefully to avoid the tomato guts everywhere. Ken Nichols and Douglas Serene, the creators of the hit web series Ask a Ninja, have decided to take on the 1978 classic cult film. The duo won Best Series at the YouTube Awards for Ninja in 2006, and the series has gotten more than 80 million views since then. Nichols will be making his directorial debut and has said that the film is a masterwork of a generation, and they hope to recapture the magic. And finally, let's wish the MP3 player a happy 10th birthday. It was 10 years ago that the first personal music player capable of handling MP3 files was released for public consumption. It was given a futuristic name, the MP-Man F10, and it contained a whopping 32 megabytes of flash storage. It's amazing to think that 10 years from now, we'll all chuckle over iPods with a piddly 160 gigs of storage. And when I say 10 years, you know I actually mean 10 months. Well, that's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Keep your iPod fed with all the news you need to know by downloading our Daily Feed podcast, one of iTunes' best podcasts of 2007. Get it now at g4tv.com/podcast. I'm Kristen Holt, and you've just been fed.
Want to know a secret?
What?
Remember how I told you guys I eat a lot of pie and sometimes I can't button my pants?
Yeah.
Today they're not buttoned because I ate too much pie this weekend. I'm a fatty. No, button.
I drank a lot of beer.
Really? Oh, it's button though. You're lucky. Put it down. Ah, put it down. All right, well, as you just mentioned, Chris did just get back from South by Southwest, so he has an excuse. I'm just fat. That's my excuse.
Cool.
But,
and surrounded by all those new movies, I just had to do a special festival edition of DVD Tuesday from Austin.
That's right.
Now, this festival has premiered some amazing movies in the past, and I'm going to tell you about some of my festival favorites in DVD Tuesday. Now, if you're like me and you're obsessed with video games like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, you will love the documentary Air Guitar Nation. Air Guitar Nation is one of those competitive docs following a series of characters through an international competition for who is the best at playing air guitar. That's right, who can pretend to play guitar the best.
For me, it's a sense of pride for my country to go out there and take the title.
It follows one guy in particular named C. Diddy.
It's rock and roll.
Who is absolutely the greatest at this sport. It's hilarious, funny. If you've ever had dreams of being a rock god, Air Guitar Nation will fulfill those dreams for you. Confessions of a Superhero is a great documentary that premiered at South by Southwest last year, and it follows the adventures of 4 of those superhero-clad characters you see on Hollywood Boulevard. You know, the ones that tourists flock to for autographs? You'll meet the Hulk, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, and you'll get to see their real lives.
We work on tips.
In particular, it focuses on Christopher Lloyd Dennis, a guy who bears a striking resemblance to the real Christopher Reeve. You'll see him propose to his girlfriend in front of thousands of Superman fans. It's strange, touching, bizarre, and tragic in some ways, as you get to see what it's really like to have a job dressed as a superhero. Look, if you're a fan of great documentaries and you love superheroes, this is perfect.
For Christ's sakes, put on some clothes. Oh, that's right, I'm using my X-ray vision again.
Who doesn't love a great chop socky film? Kung Fu Hustle is one of the best. In particular because it mocks the genre, taking things way over the top. One of the epic battle scenes is with the Axe Gang. You have never seen one guy take on a bunch of guys with axes with more fervor than in Kung Fu Hustle. It takes place in Shanghai in 1949, right before the revolution. But you don't need to know that history. All you need to know is this film kicks ass. If you're a fan of martial arts, Kung Fu Hustle is the ultimate film. It's a modern classic, and you have to check it out. The film festival may be winding down here in Austin, Texas, but South by Southwest is just gearing up. Tomorrow I'll give you a hands-on look at the interactive conference, and Chris Hardwick will be here to check out the music scene. In the meantime, if you want a taste of the Austin film scene, check out these DVDs.
Cinephile at South by Southwest. The festival is so big this year, we had to send 2 full-time correspondents.
Yeah, so here covering all the best and most innovative indie films Austin had to offer is fellow film expert Victor Shockley.
Beautiful Austin, Texas, home of the South by Southwest Film Festival. I'm Victor Shockley, and I can smell a cinematic masterpiece in the air. Every once in a while, you see a haunting indie drama that wipes away everything you know about cinema. Meet the Spartans is such a film. This is a soul-shaking depiction of ancient man's struggle to find meaning in a cold and desolate world through dance. Spartans is filled with mesmerizing images. You got sun. Cutting-edge special effects, exquisitely crafted dialogue, and nuanced acting.
Now we match! Yay!
You'll be hard-pressed to find a finer piece of cinema this year. It's been a long time since I've seen so many original ideas in one film. And if you're looking to lighten up, you can't go wrong with a heartwarming independent comedy called Rambo. Even the title makes me smile. This hilarious, lighthearted romp is sure to tickle your funny bone. Boasting one of the year's funniest catchphrases,
You would have raped her 50 times and cut your heads off.
in a bucolic setting, this Rambo is bound to do wonders for Burmese tourism. This indie is comedy gold and fun for the whole family. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. And that's it from South by Southwest. But join me next time when I look at the emotionally complex divorce drama, Alien vs. Predator. I'm Victor Shockley, and you've been enlightened.
He's very intelligent.
Oh, I love
very
it.
intelligent.
I love his reviews.
Insightful. All right, you guys, still ahead in the loop. Chris discusses spring blockbusters like Indiana Jones, Speed Racer, and Iron Man, and hear sleeper picks from our guests.
And in robot news, you'll meet Geppetto, the paintball-firing robot controlled by a Wiimote.
Yeah.
You'll love him when he shoots paintballs, not so much when he learns to fire live rounds at meat bags. Stick around.
Stick around, everybody.
The feed is brought to you by the U.S. Army. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. Find out more at goarmy.com.
Which spring film you're most excited about, and according to the numbers, it looks like 57% of you think Iron Man is the movie to see, and Speed Racer may be in a bit of trouble. Well, I guess that settles that. That said, Chris Gore, very excited, summoned a fellowship of film experts to find out what lies in your big screen feature. Here is Chris Gore with today's Loop.
Everybody loves springtime for different reasons. For some, it's the short skirts and halter tops. For me, well, it's definitely that, but now it's also the home of some of the year's biggest blockbusters. Springtime at the cinema, a time when studios have traditionally dumped their trash in preparation for the blockbuster summer movie season. But not anymore. With hits like last spring's 300 and Ghost Rider, the movie industry is stepping up its game with hopes of filling up seats and selling popcorn. From The Incredible Hulk to Harold and Kumar, Speed Racer to Sarah Marshall, Leatherheads to 21, and Zohan to Iron Man, what are the best bets at the spring box office? Don't mind the sticky floors, it's The Loop. My guests tonight, both from Los Angeles, the co-host of the internet series Trailer Trash, Michael Coleman, and editor-in-chief of Movie City News, David Poland. Gentlemen, welcome to The Loop.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Now, it seems like summer blockbusters keep coming out sooner. Michael, why are studios changing their strategy and releasing big films earlier in the year?
Well, I think it actually started with X2, if I recall. I think it opened on March 2nd a few years ago, and that pretty much destroyed the whole beginning of summer. You can just start whenever you want. And what with movie, the industry has been whining for years about falling attendance, so I figure they're just spreading out their portfolio, so to speak.
Cool. Now, David, are we getting better quality films in spring or just more costly ones?
No, we're not. We're really not getting as much of either. We're still getting a lot of dumps in spring, particularly in April when it's right before May. May is really the start of the season. But March has a slot. March is definitely a place where you can do $200-300 million with a movie. 300 being the best example of it. They're trying again with 10,000 BC. But pretty much if it's in April and it looks like it may be worthwhile, it's probably crap.
Cool. And it kind of started with The Matrix. I mean, the original Matrix film came out in March. So maybe that sort of
So that was a
slot.
complete mistake by the Warner Brothers case. It cost them probably $100 million in that picture by not having it in the summer. But they had other movies in the summer they thought were going to be much more important. So they really didn't quite get that.
All right, now one of the most high-profile films coming out this spring is the new Indiana Jones. Michael, are moviegoers still interested in Indian Company?
Is Indy still interested in little boys? Judging by Shia LaBeouf, I'd say yes. What, seriously? Have you seen Temple of Doom? Come on. Yeah, it's as long as, I mean, there could be 2 hours of him making old jokes, and apparently people will go see it. They've been teasing us with it since, I think, 94 or so.
Cool. Now, David, does the threat of the franchise being passed off to Shia LaBeouf worry you at all?
Somehow the adventures being passed off to Shia LaBeouf scares me.
But the adventures of Mutt Williams, that's his character's actual name in the film. That doesn't really have a ring to it.
And it sounds like he has a southern accent in the trailers. The thing is, Indiana Jones is the first four-quadrant movie of the summer. Iron Man will do business, Speed Racer will do business, but it's really, Indiana Jones is the first movie that old people and young people and teenagers will all want to go to, and that's why it's probably going to be the biggest movie of the summer.
Yeah, and movie geeks and everyone else like us.
Yeah.
But, now, this spring also marks the return of the Wachowski brothers with Speed Racer. David, the Wachowskis have a lot riding on this film after the last two Matrix movies. Can Speed Racer redeem their career?
Well, it's not, they don't need their career redeemed. The second Matrix movie made $800 million worldwide, so they're not exactly suffering. They can do pretty much whatever they want. The thing is, they're looking for kids on this movie, I think. That's the key to this picture. It's not going to be the geeks. It's not going to be the old people. It's going to be kids who are turned on by the images. And as you've seen summer after summer, movies that appeal to younger kids can make $300 million. So that's going to be the key for this picture.
Yeah, Transformers, to name
exactly.
one. Now, Michael, we got our first look this week at the international trailer for Speed Racer, which shows even more crazy visuals than the American trailer. What's the risk of this film being all style, no substance?
Well, it's Speed Racer, so I don't think there is any substance to speak of. Right. It's a guy in a car and with his monkey, and he's got
Wait a second. Are you saying it lacks
It's not his monkey, it's his brother's monkey.
But wait a second. Are you saying it lacks the depth of the cartoon?
If you're going to go that way, I think it is probably 200% more substance than the cartoon. They fill in the gaps between the stop motion.
But as we saw with the Star Wars movies that people didn't like the second run of Star Wars movies, the visuals are enough to get people excited and to go back over and over again. If the visuals are cool enough, new enough, fresh enough, people will go.
That's what the international trailer was good at. The first trailer had way too much plot and talking. The second international trailer was just cars, and it actually looked better.
But Cars did huge business. That movie, people hated that movie, the Pixar movie, and it did business based on the cars.
Cool. Now, the spring wouldn't be the same without superhero movies, and this year we've got both the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man to look forward to. So, David, Iron Man appears to be a fanboy's wet dream. Does the film have the potential to be Marvel's next big franchise after Spider-Man and X-Men?
Absolutely not. However, the movie's going to open to do at least $150 million because of the slot. That first slot in May, if you have any kind of opening power at all, and Iron Man should open, you're going to do $150 to $200 million. So they're in good shape that way, but it's not. It really isn't that same Daredevil area where it's not Daredevil and Ghost Rider, where it's really not a franchise picture. It's just not that popular a comic book. I love comic book.
On the other hand, it actually has good writing and better directing, which is
means
weird.
Nothing, unfortunately.
Well, Michael, Iron Man opens a few weeks before the Incredible Hulk. We've seen a ton of footage for Iron Man, but the first Hulk trailer doesn't hit until later this week, and there's even word that Marvel and Ed Norton are arguing over the final cut. Should we be worried?
Well, the production didn't even start on the Hulk until about 4 months after Iron Man, so if you time it out, they're about on schedule. Plus, Iron Man comes first. You definitely want people to get excited about that. And once you got that momentum building, then you can pop out the Hulk and be like, we got this too, which also has Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, the thing is, the movies are sold based on the trailer, based on the images. Until they have those images out there and we get a reaction from the audience, we have no idea where that movie's going to do business. It doesn't matter whether it's good. It matters whether it can open. And that's based on the images and whether people get excited about it, and it's getting a little late.
I could talk to you geeks all day. I love it, but I want to say thanks to David and Michael for keeping us in the loop. Right now, let's see what Munn is planning to attack.
I got him buttoned. Whew, it hurts a little bit. All right, you guys.
Welcome back to the show. I'm going to go crack a beer and hog the remote while the ladies do some chit-chat.
So some people learn about sex from their parents, others learn about it in health class. But you are about to learn about it from a girl with plenty of experience. Shut the bedroom door because I'm going in your pants. Okay, so when her whirlwind scheduled book tours, blog posts, and intense research allow, renowned advisor Anna David graces us with her brilliance. Hello, Anna.
Hello, I'm the girl with lots of experience.
Yes, you are. I have read your book. It is...
I got experience,
yes,
girl.
This girl does. Okay, so our first question today comes from a guy looking to feed his sex drive.
I heard there are foods out there that can make girls really horny. What kind of foods are we talking about here?
I do not even know where to begin. I'm just going to ask you.
Well, okay, I have never really truly experienced this firsthand, but there are foods that are considered aphrodisiacs.
Okay.
Oysters.
Yeah, okay, I've heard
always
that.
Hear guys saying.
Do you not eat oysters?
I don't do fish.
Oh, no fish at all.
I don't do fish.
Yeah,
so
I don't
I'll
like
never
oysters.
know about the oysters. But oysters actually change their sex from male to female, so that's thought to be one of the reasons it's supposed to be an aphrodisiac.
Okay.
You get to experience sort of both sides of sexuality. Also, caviar.
Okay, which also a fish thing you don't do.
So I have no experience with that.
What about chocolate? People say chocolate.
Yes, and because chocolate is both a sedative and a stimulant.
Okay.
So you got her real relaxed and then a little excited.
So you haven't tried chocolate as
Well,
an
I have
aphrodisiac?
tried chocolate on a daily basis.
But not as an aphrodisiac?
No, I haven't. I think I do it to extremes. I eat so much of it.
So you're like comatose.
Plus my body is just like so acclimated to chocolate, it's not really going to feel that many effects. But bananas, it's supposed to be like, it's not only like a sort of textural thing and a shape thing, but there are enzymes in it.
I eat bananas every day.
That explains so much.
Yes, it does, Anna David. Yes, it does. Okay,
you got a whole new eating plan.
So we have caviar and oysters and chocolate and bananas. All right, now our next question comes from a guy who maybe watches a bit too much porn.
I like doggy style reverse cowgirl. My girlfriend says she doesn't because it doesn't feel like we're close or intimate or some crap. I just know it's way better like that. I'm thinking of just breaking up with her. How can I explain to her that it's my favorite way and I want to do it that way?
That is an awesome question, and I like the way you put it. First of all, doggy style is intimate.
You, I think, even talked about / almost demonstrated how much you like it.
Doggy style is intimate. I mean, you have somebody, it's kind of like a spoon, but on your knees and thrusting.
Quote Olivia. First, you bring that information back to the girlfriend. Olivia
in reverse
says,
cowgirl. What if you I don't know, maybe you're not touching her enough.
Well, I think if you make your decisions about your relationships based on whether or not your girlfriend will have sex with you in the positions that you'd like to have it, then you should absolutely break up with her.
Yes,
if you don't make your decisions that way and understand that this is something you can absolutely work through with compromise and communication, then I would suggest quoting Olivia Munn, which is always going to be good, right?
It will always help you out.
And telling her also, I think anything you couch in the sort of notion of, I'm really, really attracted to you, and this has nothing to do with anything except the fact that I want to feel as good as I possibly can when I'm with you, and this is what feels the best for me. And then, of course, be willing to compromise and only get your way half the time.
And by the way, I enjoyed the way you asked that question. I do not think that your girlfriend will enjoy you saying it to her like that. So when you ask her to try different positions, just say it nicer.
Yeah, just because she liked it doesn't.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome because it was so rude, but that's me. All right, thanks so much, Anna, for being here.
Thanks for
and
having
you
me.
guys, visit AnnaDavid.com for even more dirty talk, and subscribe to the AOTS In Your Pants podcast. It is available anytime at g4tv.com/podcast.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a bird being sucked into a plane's engine. That's right. You've dodged it until now, but today's epic fail is unavoidable. Today, the internet has barfed up a banana.
I think we should take this to the next level.
You're not. Oh, well, I always thought we had a good thing, as is.
I talked to the doctor today, Banana. He said I'm dangerously low in my potassium levels. I die or you die, and in doing so, save my life. Whose is more important?
I think they're equally important, Ross.
I think you're right, Banana.
So let's just sit here and enjoy our friendship, and let our lives happen as fate dictates.
Jessica has an idea seems really funny when you're stoned. Doesn't mean you should follow through with it.
Yeah, actually means you should never follow through with it. Ooh.
Everybody has to go through with it, okay? Just so you know, everybody has to see an epic fail. Okay. All right, go to g4tv.com/AOTS for all things you saw today and more.
Stick around. X-Play presents Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It's up next. Good night.
Also, they'll have Robot Vegas 6.
Robot Vegas, that's
Number
right.
2.
That's my favorite.
It is my favorite. You guys, how much do we love Chris Gore?
Thank
People
you.
at home, you gotta love
Thank
Chris
you.
Gore. He brings us TV Tuesday and lots of fun. Let's see some dance moves, huh? See some of those dance moves. Some dance, oh, what is that?
That's really bad. That's my